economic recovery and growth, we will commit to democracy and promote democracy and rule of law. I am with you. In Nigeria, we are back. Thank you, and thank you very much. We must bite back. We can't sit like toothless bulldog and ECOWAS. For the confidence reposed in me, I pledge to you, Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, that I will do my best. I am just new. This is my first. I'm giving a surprise package. We work collectively to pursue inclusive economic integration of West Africa, sub-region. We should
what's that? We should pursue whatever. I don't even know how to quote him. Yeah, that was called about 2 weeks ago when he went to this West Africa, not even in Kenya, by the way. That was before then. Guinea, was that Guinea Conakry or something? West Africa, this or that. Well, the guys have, right now in West Africa, you have Guinea. Coup don't happen there. They don't chase democracy away. Burkina Faso, they've had their own coup, chased away their own politicians. Mali, those ones have even gone so further by even removing French as their official language. So those ones have also chased their politicians away. Now, Niger Republic, like by Nigeria, those ones have also chased away their own criminal politician. Now only Nigeria and Ghana and the rest are still keeping together the democracy. So I can't say the wave of that is blowing around, but the level of injustice, election rigging, economic sabotage and destruction, corruption and the rest of them that have sort of increased tension across the land. So people are asking, can there be a coup in Nigeria? Would you support a coup in Nigeria? Okay, we'll come back to that. Let us explain the level of shege that is still loading. And if anything, by any chance, should lead to anyone sinking fellow Nigerians, it will further desecrate, or what do you call it? Nigeria new. My explainer. We are kind of loaded, or should I say, we should all be looking forward to an era of serious dramas when these guys, when this whole list or whatever is finally concluded and all that. There are names that people have seen, and it kind of give them like what's going on. For example, Rufai as a minister under Tinubu. They say not be permanent friend and permanent enemy and all of you, but I'm going to play you this. Then we're going to come back to this.
We're in the same party. We get along very well, as far as I know.
Do you want him retired? Is he godfather of Lagos?
I don't know if he's the godfather of Lagos. It's up to him to say that. What I know for sure is that we have retired godfathers in Kaduna. And I have told those that asked me the question that there are 6 million registered voters in Lagos and only 1 million voted in the last election. So there are 5 million people that you can bring into the electoral playground, and you can defeat anyone if you work hard. But it's hard work, it's 4 years. That's what I said. Now, if anyone feels offended by that, that's his business or her business.
So you want Lagos to follow your template for retirement of government?
I have no recommendations to Lagos, okay? I am the governor of Kaduna State. I know Kaduna politics pretty well, and I play my role in my party towards the overall success of the party. I have no recommendations for anyone. I'm just saying that if I'm asked a question and I give an answer, anyone that feels offended by the answer, this is all business. I have no apologies. I don't apologize for my views. My views are thought out and I put them there, and I don't have to explain anything to anyone. This is a democracy. In a democratic space, there must be room for people to express their views. You can disagree, you can abuse me if you don't like my views, but that's it.
This guy is one snake that ordinarily, right now, there should have been efforts on how to actually hold him responsible for all of his crimes. He was governor, so nobody could touch him. Now he's going to be a minister under Kolu. I don't know what he had on them or on him. I mean, I wouldn't know. But El Rufai, as a minister under Kolu, I can tell you where this is headed. It's just a matter of time. And same thing with Wike. Wike has so much baggage and baggages. But with the current Nigeria, the way Nigeria is right now, just like some of you are obedient, said you are fighting for your life, you are fighting for your future, you are fighting for your life, the fight of your life, this election. These guys, it was also the fight of their own lives too. And for somebody like Wike, it would have been on the run if to say Kolu didn't get this old gig tight that they could rig it this much. Wike would have been on the run. But somehow, is calling himself the cat with 9 lives in Rivers State before the election. EFCC, they declared his own anointed candidate, who is now the governor of Rivers State. They declared him wanted because of over 400 billion naira Rivers State money that couldn't be accounted for. Of course, there are those who came from Rivers State and they say, but it's our money. What's the business of anybody? We love him like that. Of course you do. You love your criminals differently, no doubt. You know? But the fact here is that a criminal like that, just like Amici got away with his, is getting away with his too. Unfortunately, now the Rivers people who have been told that in this 2023, they should be so proud that they have 12 flyovers. Anyway, going forward, you also have this, well, let's talk about those who didn't make it, which kind of make people feel like, say, don't be use and dump be this. For example, Festus or fraudsters Otobo Keyamo. When, for those who witnessed the activities of Otobo Keyamo, and when it comes to this Tinubu and this APC, a quick frame. It was Festus Otobo Keyamo that sued Lagos State House of Assembly, okay, for clearing Tinubu of certificate forgery that Chief Gani Fawemi was taking him on at the time. He sued the Lagos State House of Assembly, and anyway, I think he lost. But that was him, right? Challenging the Oluwole certificate of Tinubu at the time. Then he became the defender of Bokwari. like magic. A lot of people who saw that at the time were just like, wow, unbelievable. It happened. And instead of him to be compensated, okay, it wasn't. Until when people started mocking him. Then Bokwari called him and made him junior minister to Ngige. So for those who actually knows them, right? They said if you go to the Ministry of Labor, rather, you will see the minister office is upstairs. The junior minister, which is Otobo Keyamo, is at the corner when you walk into at the ground floor. So he doesn't even go there. He's a minister. He doesn't go there like, I don't want to. So he's like other hustlers in Abuja that way, right? Whereby he had to draft, at a point, he had to go and draft when people started abusing him and mocking him like, are you not a minister of a labor? Are you not supposed to? What have you done? What are you doing? You no get job. So he now said he's planning to employ 1,000 Nigerians from 774 local governments across Nigeria, making it 774,000 what do you call it, Nigerians that will get employment from him. What would they be doing? They will be cleaning gutters with wheelbarrows and all that, and they will get paid 20,000 naira. Keyamo was so on top of the moon. But it was fraud that he ended up having to cash out over 20 billion naira from all. So anyway, it was as useless as a tissue paper under Bokwari. So he became a troll on social media. He became almost a blogger, a minister. And the obedient, we were kind of holding him. It's like holding his clothes here every day. They drag him like that. Sanda, Lily, and the rest of that. But he was a minister. So he started sharing fake news to defend their Kolu. Okay? I mean, a lot of people actually felt like this wasn't the Otobo Keyamo they knew. I was like, no, it's the same. Everybody's in. I was like, listen, somebody said something. I read something online earlier. And that thing actually was so true. And what did that person say? He said that a lot of us, are just this little, just one tiny move from becoming what we condemn. You know what I mean? Mayegun, that Mayegun, some will say, that Mayegun, there's nobody that is good in front of that Mayegun. Everybody is bad. Now only him good. Sure, you get to some people, they believe that everybody is bad to me. They are talking about their criminal leaders, by the way. Like, I just say everybody is bad, but only me is good. I never said that. But that's how they see it, okay? So, but for somebody like, what do you call it? Hang on. I'm picking something up quickly.
Nigeria will see positive changes as we move along. Just go through these baby steps of pain. Baby step of pain. Me too, I'm taking baby steps as the president. Not marching in a hurry. Be ready. Nigeria will see positive changes as we move along. Just go.
Prayer is that let the poor breathe. And then Senator Mustafa has seconded that the poor should breathe. Those who are in support of the additional prayer that the poor should be allowed to breathe, say aye. And those who are against, say nay. The ayes have it, the poor must be allowed to breathe. Prayer is that let the poor breathe. And then Senator Mustafa has seconded that the poor should breathe.
That's what he's doing. They are mocking the poor. So yeah, this person was like, a lot of us are just this very tiny step away from the people we condemn or criticize. And I was like, oh my, it's true. That it only takes one simple hypocrisy before we become the people we are actually like condemning. And I was like, okay. I put myself into it. I mean, inside that, so that it doesn't look like, but that would never be me, ever. Like, what would be that attraction to then end up having to defend the same criminals, still amodada. Like, what is that thing? What kind of midlife crisis would you come to? And for example, what kind of midlife crisis would I kind of encounter in my life? Then that I will turn on my camera and I'll begin to tell you how great Tinubu is, how amazing. People, I am so sorry. I didn't know them. When I got closer, I realized that what kind of midlife crisis would I be in? Because mostly it's probably not about money. Sure, you get. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's about money because for somebody like Otobo and the rest of them, it could be about money. But it depends on what you see money as. For somebody like me now, if you say, I know fancy house, I know fancy all these things that some of them actually fancy, right? What is that thing that would then make money so like, I don't know. I'm just saying, she midlife crisis in it. Like maybe, I don't know. But somebody said that and I was like, oh, no wonder. So Otobo Keyamo was not found worthy of anything that is meritorious and say he merited that. This is based on merit. It's mostly about compensation. And he went mad. Even though he's a minister under Bukwari, serving minister, he was everywhere for this call. She call no fi make a minister. They said, no, it's okay. There's still another list coming. Second list. What about for food Kayode? Femi Funny Kayode? That one. Or more. Again, may we not become what we condemn. Is a very, I mean, it must be about midlife crisis. Sure, you get? Because for food Kayode and what he said before that phone call, then when he got that phone call, how he ran mad. Somebody we no get a polling unit, we no get what do they call it? You no get any polling unit or what have you, any polling ward in political ward in Ile-Ife, Osun State that he come from. But Femi didn't make it as well for food Kayode. And that got some tongues wagging, like, Kilo day say no, another list is still coming. Another list is coming. What about Gandola, the Babanriga mobile banking CEO of Kano? No, they wanted Gandola to be the party chairman. How is it complete in here? Gandola chairman. Escobar president. Bin Laden vice. Akpabiole Senate president. Abasi speaker. Where's his left? The team is coming together gradually anyway. So I'm just saying, now they expect them, say maybe God go touch them. Mayegun is here to tell you God has left them. Now still they think, say, maybe God see them. And for those who said that, you remember when they would say, now God, they choose your leaders. And I was the one who told you that it is not true. If you see any Olori Bruku that tells you that it is God that chooses your leaders, if you have a chance, maybe if you will be like me, just tell them that then God must hate Nigeria and Nigerians. That he has to give you horrible people, heartless people, and then expect you to pray to him to change them. When they ask this guy that what advice do you have for the future generation or coming generation? And he told them, he said, the best advice I have for them is not to come. Do you understand what I mean? the future of Nigeria the future of Nigeria that these guys have mortgaged, the children that you are bringing to this world that they have no plan for, even when you have planned for your own children, you have planned for them, the Nigeria will happen. When Nigeria happened to you, and that's it. You realize that Nigeria has no plan for them, even though they've taken away the plan from you. So if they ask you what is the advice you have for the future generation or the coming generation in Nigeria, the best advice I will give is that they shouldn't come, or they should relocate, and probably, they shouldn't come. That is what these guys have done. And when you begin to see the atrocities of these individuals and the possible influence they will wield within that same Escobat, what have you, Baba, now die, everybody day. I played a video for you just now. It is the same Akpabiole. Let me give you one background. When Akpabiole became the minister of Niger Delta, it was a compensation like what they are giving to Wike now. When Akpabiole left, when Akpabiole left Akwa Ibom as their governor in 2015, Udom, his own godson, was made governor, even though there were some skirmishes and all that. So anyway, then Akpabiole was haunted by the new APC government for what he did in Akwa Ibom as governor. He stole over 200 billion naira of Akwa Ibom's money. And they were actually taking him up on it. He was attending the EFCC case. Then in 2017, they told him he needed to switch if he doesn't want to go to jail. So what did he do? He decamped to APC, Egbekegbe, joined the campaign train of Bokwari for second term. When Bokwari got himself rigged in, and he was rewarding those who made that happen, they made Akpabiole Minister of Niger Delta. Ladies and gentlemen, who the Jamila Raje? Within a space of just 2 years, Akpabiole and his boys, they have already looted over 4 trillion naira. 4 trillion naira. That it was so huge, right? That they have to launch a probe, It's okay. Honorable Minister, it's okay. Off your mic, it's okay. When he started telling the panel that we pay all of you now, so we do them now. We don't take care of you. All these questions you are asking, if you talk to the rest of your guys, they will tell you don't need to ask me all that question. You're asking me that question. You want me to tell you? Are you sure? Do you remember that video? And that was the end of that investigation. You see, whatever that 4 trillion naira for the space of 4 years, that means 2 years, or not even 4, that they were supposed to spend in Niger Delta, develop the place. Akpabiole and his boys actually shared that. Now, from somebody who stole 200 billion in 8 years as governor, then he became a minister, and they accused his ministry of mismanaging 4 trillion naira that was supposed to be spent or expended in developing Niger Delta in a space of 2 years. Is the Senate president right now. You know what that means, right? So when you give all these rogues, when you make them your ministers and all of that, you go hear them. Now when they are sitting, they believe that to now resolve your problems, to solve your problems, then they need to move a bill, so that they can let you breathe. Like, what a joke.
Prayer is that let the poor breathe. And then Senator Mustafa has seconded that the
Let the poor breathe. Don't suffocate them. We have that responsibility.
prayer is that let the poor breathe. And then Senator Mustafa has seconded that the poor should breathe. Those who are in support of the additional prayer that the poor should be allowed to breathe, say aye. Aye. And those who are against, say nay. The ayes have it, the poor must be allowed to breathe. Prayer is that let the poor breathe.
They are moving a motion to let the the poor breathe. It's okay. Some are saying that when are the people hitting the streets? Say, well, when they can no longer hold it together anymore. But when would that be? I don't know. Let us all continue to complain like this, Abi.
This is artificial traffic caused by President Tinubu. He lives in Asokoro. He has not moved to the villa yet. And every morning while he comes to work, they block the road for like 30 minutes. And when he's going back in the evening, they also block the road for like 30 minutes. So you guys going to your office, you get to stay on the road for like 1 hour just to wait for President Tinubu to go to work every day. You can see the line. Every day. It happens every day. Every day. Every day. How do we continue in this? Because one man wants to go to work. He refused to move into Aso Rock. He goes to work from his house. You now have to block people from going to their own offices. Man, this is very bad. Very bad. I've been here for 25 minutes. I'm still going to wait again for another 20 minutes. Nigeria. It's very...
Nigeria will see positive changes as we move along. Just go through these baby steps of pain. Baby step of pain. Me too, I'm taking baby steps as the president. Not marching in a hurry. Be ready. Nigeria will
is not in a hurry. And from what I am reading from a lot of people, you wish is in a hurry. Because the level of hardship you are witnessing right now, you no get patience. No be so? Well, I thought I was coming to see the list of technocrats. I didn't know that I was coming to see the names of kleptomaniacs or kleptocrats. So maybe when they bring you to another list, Abi, should say the matter money. Or maybe when they start giving them their portfolio, Abi, maybe by then they will now be able to think of how they are going to help you. Now, listen to this. In some of what they are already pushing, they are adding 10,000 naira to the salaries of government workers. So if you're working for government as a civil servant, they will add 10,000 naira to your salary. They are also reducing the days all of you will be coming to work. Tinubu is said to have released grains, rice, cassava, gari, ewa, and all of that, that they have released them. Unfortunately, you can't even track them. But they said NEMA should give you food if you really need food support. I just don't know where you should go to or how you can get that. But they are already telling the world that they have shared 500 million grains, which include rice, beans, gari, maize, cereal, and all that stuff, Sha. So I don't know where you're going to get that from, but according to them, it's already being shared. They also have, I don't know why I keep reminding you, because you need to know, the shege that is there, if you are looking for their palliative, the few ones they have announced, I'm telling you right now, 500,000 hectares of land for farming. You might need to go and register for one too. But if you are probably waiting for the ministers to come together and then tell you how they want to give you palliative, Baba, hey, I don't know how to tell you. But you go tough, gun you. Sure you get. I don't know how to say it to you, but I still just have to. There is no hope coming from anywhere. Shungbo. there is no hope or anything. Whatever they are saying, there is nothing coming from anywhere. Now, the way they walk, I'll tell you the way they walk. All right? They're like, it's like a Ponzi scheme. Okay? Now that they have the power, they have the chance of using the resources of Nigeria, the little they can use to entice you, is that they will send the message across all their party secretariats across Nigeria. Then they will now move some of the things they told you they are giving to Nigerians. Those ones are Nigerians too, Abi. So they will now move some of them in this smaller bag, right? Rice, gari, or beans, in a smaller cup like that. And they will give to them in those places, okay? And they will take pictures and then they will come back and tell you, you see what we have done? The poorest of the poorest have been taken care of. And that cost us 1 trillion naira. Who are you going to ask that it is not up to 1 trillion naira? Who? Now, you will be hearing them spending trillion and trillion. And then you'll be looking around you and will be wondering, Baba, so far, who are those benefiting from these things they are saying? Who are the poorest of the poorest they are mentioning? But look around me now. Here you get. I was reading some of these, start journals, okay, that usually pop up in my subscription as well, right? And it was about, the poverty index in Nigeria. Baba, you may not believe this, but you should, okay? From that report, they said 68.7% of people who are living in Ogun State, they are living in abject, chronic, multi-dimensional poverty. And I believe there are so many people currently that are going through this hell in so many parts of Nigeria. And in fact, the Yoruba land that we believe that our people will always have alternative and all that, that's not anymore. People are suffering for real. So when I saw that data, I was like, oh my God, Ogun State, we have been so unlucky, right? And if you know what is the best, what do you call it, the real best job in Ogun State right now, is political job. Be a political jobber, a vuvuzela or anything, you will get rewarded. Apart from that, you will see young men, well, for those who actually have something doing, you see young men and women wasting away as well. 68.7% of people of Ogun State people are living in poverty. Melolowa Kukadi Zamfara. How far are we from Zamfara then? Zamfara State, okay. 68.7. Zamfara is 98.5. It's like almost 100% of the people living in Zamfara are poor, including government workers. Can you believe that? Almost. So maybe the only 1.1% of those who are not poor are the politicians who are sharing the money from the state. How far are we now from all this poorest and poorest not? If 68% of people in Ogun State are poor. Anyway, I checked out of Lagos too. And they said that over 59, nearly 60% of people living in Lagos are living in abject poverty. Poverty to you and poverty to Lenyoke. Sorry if you don't understand Yoruba. Enyoke means that if you have the top teeth, for example, when you are growing your teeth, right? If you're one of the teeth, one of the teeth, right? The front one in the front, that top one is the first you grow. They will believe that somebody like you cannot just say any bad thing towards anybody, and they will come to pass. Here you get. Unfortunately, anyway, we have seen where they have brought everyone and all that. So everybody should brace up. Oh, that's the point. Oh, brace up. Those who are coming, they are not coming to make your lives better. They are coming to make their own lives even better. And that will be by stealing from you. So they can cook up a lot of lies, a lot of things that, will lead you to the same place. I don't know. For those who still have very much faith in whatever they are doing, I don't think you should have any faith in whatever they are doing. But if you do, I'm not sorry to disappoint you, right? And not that you have much to do, okay, or to change it anymore, except for those who are believing that maybe the court can change something and all that. But in the absence of that, you are on the journey of another 8 years of waste, of bloody kind of poverty, so to say. Like, that poverty that also increases crime. And what you have seen, I mean, Bokwari is a very good example of what I'm trying to tell you. Now, for those who believe that they will never probably miss Bokwari, you are missing him now, aren't you? Or not yet? Right. We'll wait. I'm going to take a quick break. Okay. And when I come back, I'll come and add a few to this. And then we can possibly take calls at some point too. Now, if you are still here, you can use a minute to like that broadcast. Don't go anywhere yet. Just kind of need to try wet the lungs. Sorry about that audio that usually kind of a delay, so I decided to just play along and all that. Now, I have this quick add-on I want to add to this before we kind of take calls. And this one has to do with where Tinubu and his gang are headed, especially with the state of things in Nigeria right now. I personally know, right, that they have nothing they are coming to offer you. All right. Rather, another journey. Sort of an unproductive journey and waste. But there is something that I kind of also, can project. And that is, even though they say Nigerians are very resilient, like they are so resilient, they can adapt to anything and all that, there is an amount of adaptation that people can indeed adapt to. When things get so really bad, which is going to be, Nigeria is already in a very bad shape. And only those who are sincere to say that to you, and those who actually have the political will to want to correct it, are likely going to reduce by tiny bit the consequences of the damages done by Buhari and his gang. But since you know that this is just a sort of political business for them, it's not about you. And that is why a lot of the criminals who plunged Nigeria into this economic ruin, as well as those who sabotaged the electoral process to bring these criminals in, I can tell you this, since they don't have any intention, or should I say, since they don't have the credibility or political will of really changing things. Okay, I'll put it this way. Before anybody who really want to revive or do anything that can look like that maybe Nigeria can have a chance of a detour from this destructive destination that APC are currently driving you to. If anybody has that intention, number one, by now, they would have arrested Bokwari, arrested Pastor Ruga, arrested at least 95% of Bokwari's minister, including Isaleko Barack Obama, Fashola. And you know why I said that? You see, whatever is happening in Nigeria today, one thing that Bokwari did was to borrow money in the name of Nigeria. And he handed it over to these rogue politicians, right? And they did what they wanted to with that. The infrastructure that could have helped, right, in improving the, should I say, in improving the country, so to say, whereby, whether it is transportation or healthcare and the rest of them, like if the investment that they did were actually like, were done, they would have kind of cut down a lot of things, especially for you, the people. But unfortunately, when they got some of this money, and the ones they printed, the ones they generated, they handed them over to the rogues, and they took what they could themselves. Now, 8 years after that, Nigeria is the poverty capital of the world, despite the fact that Nigeria is an oil-producing country, supposed second largest oil producer from Africa. So all this revenue, all these resources, they ended up in private pockets. People were left with nothing. Jobs were lost. Businesses were destroyed. And Nigeria ended up with debt that they will have to pay back as far as 100 years to come. Can you believe that? So if anybody really wants to kind of have any tiny intention of fixing Nigeria, you start bringing these guys back and you start taking everything they have taken. I can promise you this, like, for real. If they begin to pick all of them from the senators and all of them, they can recover more than $50 billion stolen by these guys in 8 years. Yes, they can. But the intention is not to fix Nigeria. The intention is to fix themselves. By telling you or pretending that they want to fix Nigeria. So what are they going to do? What Bokwari did, they need money. Because that's all they're after. And they will do anything and everything. Even if they have to sell the governmental property as scraps, they will do them. The money won't go into what they say they will go to. It will go into their private pockets where they will need to recover and prepare for another election. That's what they do. So in the process, your schools are still going to suffer underdevelopment or poor funding. Your health sector is still going to suffer poor funding. Your infrastructures are going to suffer high interest on different loans that mostly are never going to be used for them. A lot of these are going to be what all of them are going to be working on by pretending that they are doing something, and they will be telling you to wait, give them time. give them time. They told you to give them time under Buhari. What happened? A lot of them ended up building palaces, buying mansions abroad, Dubai, everywhere. It's a pandemic, ordinary Ile Afa. He became a billionaire that was so rich that he could afford to buy 4 different houses for his own 2 wives in Abuja, as well as Dubai. Like, they are still working to make Nigeria better for you. So the bottom line is this. Just welcome this new set of thieves, okay? And wait to see if you are going to survive it or not. They will tell you a lot. They will say a lot of things, making you feel like maybe they don't mean that. They don't have the capacity to fix anything. If you want to fix Nigeria or anything at all about Nigeria, a lot of those who are parading themselves as your leaders today, they would have to end up in jail. They just have to be in jail. Some of them have to be for their crime, they have to be kind of shot and killed by firing squad after being found guilty of the crimes they've committed against Nigeria. Deeper, darker than what you can imagine. And, dark-minded people like this, they don't fix country. They ruin her. And that's what they're going to do to Nigeria. I'm not projecting that on you. I'm just warning you ahead of time. Okay? Now, the more you will see them, and one thing again, like I said before, it's not what I wish or what I want that matters. It's what they do. And for knowing who they are and what they do, I can easily project where this is headed. It has nothing to do with, don't you wish this country better? They don't wish Nigeria better. They don't wish Nigeria good. They don't wish you well. Trust me, they don't. But I may not be able to change your mind on that. But I can tell you this for free as well. For years now, right, that I've been doing this. There have been some kind of, should I say, socially conditioned moguls that are praying every day. Maybe not every day, but they are hoping that they will at least have something real, effective and positive, progressive and beneficial, for real, not, and for the rest of Nigeria. For example, let's say Nigeria now has 24 hours electricity. Like now, Nigeria now have 8 refineries working, and they are refining products. Nigeria no longer imports their petrol anymore. That's a win. That's something that nobody can deny if they happen. You have 24 hours electricity all over Nigeria, and it's been like that for the past 1 year. That is something that nobody can actually deny, even if they don't like somebody like me can't deny that. Okay? If you see them, if they build a standard road, properly constructed a road, not all this their fake one that they do for you, and then just for picture editing and the rest. When they do real thing that actually works for you, genuinely, nobody can deny them. But when politicians are actually like putting up lies, fraud, that are costing billions of your money and hundreds or thousands of your lives, you don't turn around and say, but at least they are trying something. At least they have started the road from Okiowa to Enukoto. Maybe another one will come. That one can do it from there and there. You know what I mean? A lot of you have been looking for a win. A win. Imagine you where they follow APC Egbekegbe for the past 8 years. You have known Mayegun for the past 10 years. And somehow you wish that by now somebody like Mayegun shouldn't exist anymore because there is almost nothing to criticize anymore. See now, there is no Boko Haram anymore. All of those Boko Haram people, they have arrested them. They have jailed some of them. Others are still standing trial. Look at all the Boko Haram victims. They have built houses for them. They have kind of resettled all of them. There is no IDP camp anywhere in Nigeria anymore. So what is this Mayegun talking about? What kind of progress do you want again? Now, we used to have unemployment. We only have just about 2% or 3% unemployment. Now everybody is working. Money is everywhere. You know all those things that actually touches life. Not all the nonsense that you put in your head and you know, imagination won't finish you. Nigeria is going to be great. Where are you getting that from? In your dream, Abby? Do you think your parents said the same thing? In case if you don't know. During the time of your own parents. Now you go better than they tell themselves. Now you are here at the age of 25, at the age of 30, at the age of 40. You are now there. Anybody that says Nigeria should not be great, Nigeria will be great in our lifetime. Do you think it's about wishing it? Nigeria can't be great when you have criminals in charge of Nigeria. It doesn't work that way. A lot of you have been looking for a win. I know that. Well, look at it. You know, get time for the past 8 years. Mayegun has always been right. I've always been right. Sure, you get when it comes to these guys, they are so easily predictable. What I don't understand is how some of you appear to be educated or something like that, then became so dumb that you are the ones defending these criminals. I mean, speaking grammar for them. And I know I've seen that many times. Sure, you get a lot of you, once the whole thing finally comes, once they disappoint you, because that's what they do many times, they disappoint you. You are looking for something to actually say, finally, government of Nigeria did this. Finally, they did that. You know you can't have that when the criminals are pretty much interested in what they can take from you. Now, taking from you may not mean something to you, but Mayegun will explain how that affects you. So, yeah, until the day you have something, until the day that those you call your criminal leaders, until they give you something, there is no point in coming to Mayegun's Diary Political, masturbating in public, disgracing your family in public, defending criminals who don't wish you well in public, all because you think all the calamities happening to you, they are simply because Mayegun doesn't like your leaders. Mayegun doesn't like this. What about you, who love them, who like them, for all your life? It's always been disappointment after disappointment. Bokwari gave some of you this false sense of, expectation or something. And for 8 years, you watched all of that, blew away. And there are still some of those brainwashed mugus, like you, you, that is still trying to type message to, you know what I mean? 8 years of Bokwari and all the ruins and destruction they brought upon Nigeria. 8 years. You are wishing and hoping that you have something. So I'm promising you today, all right? Because I just like I promised some of you 8 years ago, that you will suffer. You will soil learning. And I, Mayegun, I will be here to remind you. It's not because, I don't wish that on you. I don't. But when I look at the crop of criminals you are expecting, you are expecting to actually do something right, change your life. I can't, but kind of remind you. Eje. Now, to Japa has become a problem. I know a lot of you are trekking right now. Let me tell you this. You will begin to see offers that will tell you on how to trek in Sahara Desert. A lot of you are going to end up in Sahara Desert, looking for where and how to get out of that Nigeria. It is not something I wish on you. It is what will happen. It will happen one after the other. Here you get. It's becoming very difficult. All right? More and more difficult right now for people to even japa or get out of Nigeria now. Cost-wise, very, very expensive. With the poverty that they are already escalating, and the devaluation of your naira, even your properties are going to be sold as scraps. I'm not wishing you this, so I'm telling you what will happen to you. Look at me very well. Chimbo. By the time they finish the list of their senators, this list of their ministers, whenever they take their position and study the room and they begin to cook, waiting they won't serve you. You go shout, but your voice not go reach anywhere. Now, that is where things will get interesting. Before now, there are a lot of people who believe that, they should start protesting or they should do revolution or something. I have something to tell you. Quick one. By the time these people, now, here is one before I get to that. Very soon, you will not see Tinubu anymore. Sure, you get. You will only be seeing him once in a while. Now, you'll be hearing people who are going to be talking. Should you understand how you managed under Bukwari, Abi? Very soon, you will not be seeing Tinubu in public anymore. Okay? You probably won't even know where he is. So once in a while, they will bring him out and show you and say, it's fine. He's meeting with this, he's meeting with that. They will be uploading pictures. Some of them at a point, they will be uploading old photos. Because as it is, once they finish setting this whole thing up, Kolu will disappear, like Bukwari. You see, everybody will begin to now fight for territory of, who is the kitchen cabinet and who is the kitchen microwave, or which one is the toilet closet or whatever, anything. Now, all of these are going to be sending one signal to you. And that signal is going to tell you that you are fucked. Sorry for the children who are listening. That's the best way I can say it. Chongbo. Because as Bajabia Mole is saying something, Dele Alakori will say another thing. Wike may say something else. Uma, that's how you have to do it. Then they will be like, who exactly is in charge? Very soon you'll be asking yourselves, hello, who is in charge of this country? Like, where is Tinubu? Okay? Like, they will say something in the morning. By evening, they will tell you that, no, they didn't say it. Now, person who said it is not the one that's supposed to say it. Now, so person supposed to say it. All of that are intentional. It's not because they are stupid. It's to create that confusion. They tried it under Bukwari. You couldn't see who to blame. Do you remember that at some point, they didn't want to blame Bukwari for what is wrong with Nigeria. They started blaming people around him. They started saying, oh, even if Bukwari approved it, maybe those around him lied to him. So Bukwari became dumb that people could lie to. Like, all these are going to be your situation. Along. And anytime Tinubu open his mouth and speak, it's going to be worse than Bukwari that called you lazy and other names during his own time and his failure, right? This one, they say things where they make you feel like, you know what? I don't want anybody to turn on Tinubu in my house anymore, because this is your 5th television that you are breaking because of Tinubu, because you are angry. He will say things, hello farabale, hello, you see all these things I'm saying to you right now. I am using the template, the same one that I used in 8 years of trying to tell you that APC came to do 3 things. They came to steal, they came to destroy, and they came to kill. 3 things. For those who are religious, they will tell you, don't be waiting there talk, say, devil can't do for this, Satan can't do for this, be that. Well, APC, Egbekegbe came to do 3 things to Nigeria. They came to steal, they came to destroy, and they came to kill. Now, you see that destroy is by dividing Nigerians, okay? You see that kill is the day they will break up Nigeria completely. And all the pointers are going there. Just a matter of time, okay? Now, that may come faster. But the only thing is that Bukwari was able to do all he did because he was able to earn the loyalty of the military. So what kind of hardship, as well as a kind of corruption, as well as the kind of impunity that you are going to see in the system, that will then trigger either a coup or a revolution in Nigeria, Would it survive or succeed? I mean, who would the military be loyal to? Nigerians don't know this. Since the era of Bokwari, they have changed, unfortunately, they have changed the loyalty of the military from that of the country to that of the president. Yes, they have. And that is why it is easier for the Nigeria military to mobilize tanks, soldiers into civilian territories and start what? A mini war. And during Bokwari's time, there were many wars that he coordinated against Nigerians, and there is no consequences whatsoever, ever. Okay? So would the Tinubu be able to do same, or would Tinubu's money be too much that, in fact, that will be his doom? What do I mean by that? When you flow, or well, let's say when you make the free flow of money, illicit money, bribes, to get fully into the hands of the military, and it becomes so flowing and flowing that the other junior officers will kind of get to know that, see this kind of money going around. You know, that kind of corruption like that will trigger them and say, we need to clean the house. Or is it you that will be seeing the flamboyant, luxurious luxury life of these your politicians who are telling you to continue to endure? You need to endure. You need to have some pain. After some pain, enjoyment is coming. The president is going to roll out this and that to you. Like, would you see all those profligacy and the rest of them